is Johnny Wrestling, or Johnny Takeover, as my shirt says. And listen, I want you to listen. Like, we're at a ball right now. It's crazy. It's loud. It's hectic. We're in New York City. But I want you to listen to No Holds Barred Network.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the All Elite Podcast, episode number 31, right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all elite wrestling podcast coverage and more. So make sure you are following the network at NHB Network on Twitter. You can also follow the podcast itself at All Elite Pod. Follow myself at Real Kyle Masters and my co-host at Loves to Dream 82. I am your host, as always, of the All Elite Podcast, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I'm always joined by my co-host. She is the executive vice president of Giggles and the heartbreak chick, Tiffany. What's going on, Tiff? Fresh off of Fight for the Fallen here.
I know. I was actually breaking some hearts today, by the way. Just saying.
Oh, you're breaking some hearts.
I was breaking some hearts.
Damn. Damn.
It's just how it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then.
Anyway.
Right. You're living up to the nickname, I guess.
Kyle gave me that nickname, so there's a reason behind it. But yeah, so. Anyway. So. But I was gonna share something.
Oh.
Before we
But it's a review. Like, we're live.
I know we're live.
This is unprepared. It's unscripted.
It's unscripted.
How dare we go off the script? How dare we not follow a script to the T, no matter if it's bad, no matter if it's shit, we don't follow it?
All right, I got it. You ready?
Okay, you got it.
All right.
Okay.
So, I just would like to say,
okay,
since we've done 2 pay-per-views already. 2. And this is the 3rd one. But me and Kyle were neck and neck for predictions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were tied.
Hold on a second. Let me just dust off my crown here. Okay.
Oh my God! You went and got a Burger King crown. Good for you. Oh man, she is the Burger Queen, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Good for you.
Fine. You know what? I got a better one. Got the glitter crown here too. Okay. So fuck you. Like. All right.
All right. So you're the queen of the Yes. Okay. So if you guys don't know, then it's gonna save it for later. But I guess the cat's out of the bag. Tiffany is now ahead, leading our predictions. I'll make the graphics by the next show. Right, but she's leading she's leading the predictions. So, congratulations, Tiff. You win.
Yes.
For now.
All right. Let me not rub it in too much. Okay.
All out and come back.
It was pretty funny.
Come back.
Anyway, so that was fun. All right. Anyway, so I just had to rub it in just a little.
Anyways, to the new people who are here watching All Elite for the first time, welcome to the All Elite Podcast, where myself and Tiff talk about All Elite Wrestling, anything like that. We cover BTE, being the Elite. We cover all preview predictions for pay-per-views, which we've done 3 so far, and reviews right after, which we're doing for Fight for the Fallen, and then it'll be continuing that with the TV show going forward in the fall, TNT, which they kind of dropped a little bit during the show last night, which I thought they were going to at least tell us maybe the name or an exact date, but they only said October. So yeah. I'm assuming in between now and All Out, maybe at All Out, we're going to get at least what day it's going to be on, and maybe the title, whether it's going to be Wednesday night or Tuesday night Dynamite. So we'll see what happens with that. Again, if you're coming back, welcome back to the Ollie Podcast. You know how we do here. Everyone in the live chat and watching on Periscope and Twitch and YouTube Live. What's going on, I can see a couple people in the chat already. How's it going? And as always, if you are back here again, you know how we do as always, and that is follow us on social media. Make sure you are following us on social media. We are available on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. On Facebook at All Elite Podcast, on Instagram at All Elite Pod, and on Twitter at All Elite Pod. And most importantly, make sure you are subscribed to us on YouTube on the No Holds Barred Network, and that is youtube.com/NHBWR. Nearing close to 1,000, so we can finally change that god-awful URL, so make sure you are hitting that subscribe button, most importantly, and hitting the bell icon to let you know when we're going live and uploading any future episodes on there, just like the brand new show on the network hosted by myself and Tiff, like Under the Review, where we are going to be interviewing indie names, and we have a new one on the way already, so you're going to want to subscribe to the network to get your fix in for some indie some indie wrestling interviews. We are also available to take on the go. AEP is available for everyone on iTunes and Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, CastBox, and iHeartRadio. We are available everywhere you get your podcast, so thank you for downloading the episode. If you have downloaded the episode on any one of those platforms and more and taking us on the go with you, it is all very much appreciated. We actually have a t-shirt store with a new t-shirt. I'm going to have to update this graphic now.
Yes, we do.
There is a version 2 of the one in the bottom right there of the list of husbands. It is the new version 2 list of husbands with Anthony Gangone of House of Glory and others. Him at number 1.
Yes.
On your list. So that version of the shirt is live on the shirt store right now, and that is presented by our friends at KayFabeTees.com. So thank you to them again for taking us on at whatforapparel.com/AEPs, where you can find your t-shirts from the podcast, and all proceeds are donated to Culture City. If you do not know who Culture City is, it is the company who are tagged along with AEW for their sensory sensitive rooms and such for all their events going forward. So all proceeds are donated to them in helping that cause. So it's a really good cause, so you know the proceeds are going to somewhere good. AEP has got a Discord. Yes, if you don't know what Discord is, it's a really, really, really exciting thing. Allows you to go into chat rooms, the interactive stuff with this app. You can chat with other wrestling fans of even the podcast or even wrestling in general. You can talk about WWE. You can talk about other wrestling. You can talk about AEW. It's an awesome tool, guys, and it's free. So if you guys want to join our Discord and talk with some other wrestling fans out there, go down to our description on YouTube and click the link that's there, and it'll take you over to Discord and allow you to join our room for free. It's an awesome way to do it. So go check out our Discord channel. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Episode number 31, our AEW Fight for the Fallen review. Awesome show this weekend. It was really tough for me this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I did on Friday have to put down my animal, my dog, leading into this weekend. So it was extremely tough for me this weekend to even get through it. I was able to muster up enough energy to sit down and watch AEW this Saturday, and it actually helped a lot with me, and that's another reason why I'm loving this company and loving like what they're producing, because it took me out of a hard time this weekend to sit down and watch that. It was a good show. I wasn't blown away, obviously. It wasn't like, wow, WrestleMania, like, going nuts. It was a good enough show to get my mind off things, so I really was thankful for that. So I was able to sit down and take that into account and enjoy the show. It was good, which we'll get into in this review. So bear with me as I try to do this review. I didn't take notes because I wasn't sure how I was going to take in the show. So Tiffany, though, thank God for her, she's got notes.
Oh God!
Or she tried at least. I know I was messaging her. It was really tough.
It's hard because it's like you want to enjoy the pay-per-view, and I don't want to like take away from that because I still want to have that. So, I mean, I wrote a little stuff here and there, but we could just like kind of go off of memory and some stuff, and then we whatever you guys want to put in too. So please let us know in the chat.
But this was it was an interesting event. It was okay. I wasn't blown away. It wasn't better than the other two they've shown so far. Not taking away from it though. It was good. I think there was some elements they were battling over this event, especially it was the heat. Jacksonville in the middle of the summer, I don't think is going to be the coldest place on earth. Right? It looked very humid there. As you can tell, they gave little fans to the people in the crowd. I don't know if anyone noticed that. The little white fans on a stick, like you can fan yourself. That's how hot it was there, right? So,
like, what did they say? It was like 85 or like.
I think it was the humidity. I think it was very humid. So,
our friend Kenny was there. Kenny, for your thoughts. He was there. So, and he was all dressed up, all spiffy. So he must have been really dying, like down there.
I mean, they mentioned it on commentary too. Like the people, some of the wrestlers that were in like full gear, like the masks and stuff, they must have been dying from the humidity. Like I'm not in a humid climate up here in Canada, but it does get humid enough for me where I'm like, if it's really humid outside, I couldn't imagine going out there and like wrestling, you know, like it's tough. And they were in the theater, which was partly covered and partly enclosed. So, I know they had to battle those elements, and they're still fresh. This is only the third event AEW's ever done. Obviously, there's still going to be little bugs here and there, little hiccups, as if anyone's seen in the pre-show, the closed captioning fiasco that was going across the screen in the pre-show. I'm like, oh man, this is hilarious.
Yeah,
like
each other, we were like, do you have this? And then we were talking about that. You need the bell of shame. Maybe you should ring the bell of shame to the guy who screwed that up.
Yeah, you know what? So, to the closed caption guy, I know you're a new company and everything, but you know how we do in this podcast. So. Shame.
Absolutely.
Shame on you. How dare you put closed caption on there? Okay, it's tough to concentrate. It was. I mean, it wasn't like totally. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's a little bit of hiccups even in the beginning with BR Live and Fight TV were going down here and there. But they got it cleared up near the end of the pre-show, and then we didn't see it for the rest of the show, right? So, obviously, there's going to be some hiccups there, and I knew they had to battle a lot of elements in this. It wasn't the perfect show, what I'm trying to get at. Obviously, I think still out of the 3 shows they've shown, I think Double or Nothing was probably the best one so far. The pre-show was a lot better in this one. Yes. I think they definitely step up their game in the pre-show. The last couple of pre-shows were Fyre Fest's pre-show was a little awkward. I don't know. I just
still giving like open mind, so it's not even like I'm like, completely knocking it or anything like that. So I'm understanding because of the fact that like it's still new. It's
still better than what we're used to, and with other companies out there in their pre-show, and you know I think it's still slightly better. I think you can't be going in. I think the people who are criticizing the pre-shows for AEW are still in the mindset of what they get for, you know, WWE and what they get out of there, and you know what I mean. Like you can't be going in like that. They're doing their best to at least make the pre-show enjoyable enough for you to see the event free for you to buy the pay-per-view. Right. So and at least you're getting it for free. So there's another thing. Why are you complaining so much?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an open mind with it all. I'm giving the option of it that it's new and they still got a lot of kinks to work out. I'm still excited. I mean, like, either way, there was a lot of amazing matches in here.
There was good matches, and there was a lot that were, you can tell it's either if it was the heat, that people were battling the heat, or what. I don't know what it was, but a lot of slow matches tonight. But for what we got, I think it was pretty good. I enjoyed myself. I thought it was a good event, especially for a lot of people who got this for free. I don't know what you're complaining about. They're gonna do better. They're learning from these events. It's gonna continue to gradually get better. It's not gonna continue to get worse. Like I think their goal is not to continue doing what they're doing and go worse from there.
Their tag team division and their matches, like, this is where it's at. I don't think I've ever been so excited for tag team matches. And the tag team matches in this last night was absolutely amazing. And it's got me hyped. Yeah. So I'm looking forward mostly to tag team, which they said that they were focusing on. Yeah.
We got a lot of it tonight. There was, I'm trying to count here. There was 1, 2, 3, I guess, four tag team matches. Yeah. I don't know if you count the 3-way tag team match. I guess it's 5. So there's 5 out of the 9 matches were tag team matches last night. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they've said that their main focus is going to be is tag team wrestling, and that's going to be like their staple point. That's going to be like their main thing they're going to be known for is having good tag team wrestling. So, and I think we got a lot of that tonight. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
So, I mean, I know, like, I guess that's going to be their standard setup, like the chandelier kind of looking light thing.
Yeah, and the tunnel. Yeah.
I like it though. I don't know. It's different. It's fresh. It's classy. It's clean.
It
I don't know.
does give me the whole Impact Wrestling, or not Impact, but TNA Impact vibe. Because remember the tunnels. I don't know if they took something out of that. I don't know what was up with that. I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's a for now thing. I was thinking about that throughout the whole show. I'm like, is this just a for now setup until their TV show gets going, or is when the TV show gets going, it's gonna have the double tunnel, the chandelier, and the screen? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I think maybe for now, until they start generating profit and revenue, then we'll start getting maybe interesting sets. But for now, I think it's fine. I mean, it's not a big complaint. It's not like people are seeing it and going, oh, it's the same set. I'm not going to watch anymore because it's the same set. You know what I mean? If you're like that, then you shouldn't be watching in the first place. So, I like it too. I
like it. I think like too much is not good. So I like, that's why I said I like it. It seems like classy. It's clean. It's perfect. It works for me.
So. And the setup was interesting for this one. Obviously, it's in a different style of arena than you're used to watching in a wrestling event. Obviously, they had to do with it isn't a theater, so I love the way they put the ring in front of the stage. They had some seats on the stage, and they used the big screen for the Titantron, and then it was kind of ovaled around the other side where all the crowd was, and then the entrance came out like a diagonal way, and the ramp led right to the ring, the apron. So that was cool. I like that.
The promotions like that it goes right into the ring like that. So I'm used to this kind of setup, seeing this in the indie scenes.
Yeah, and they also used it. They used it a lot. It was an element that was used for a lot of matches that we saw. So I liked it. I like the whole setup. There's people that are not a fan of it, and people were weirded out about the hard camera. The hard camera was in a weird place, but I don't. You know what I mean? I don't see where you could have put it that would have made sense.
Right. Well, this is new. Yeah. I mean, it's not set up for this. It's not meant to be. So they worked with it, and I'm wondering, are we going to see this in the future? Like if they're going to come back? But again, it's just it's all kinks. I mean, they own it. So
right.
Tony Khan and they own it. So like it. I mean, I don't know. Like, is this something? Are we going to see like a lot of like charity weekly events, shows here? Like I was wondering about this last night. What do you guys think? So if you're in the chat, let us know. If you're watching this later down the road, please leave your comments below. So
what would you guys want to do with that theater?
Yeah. Fan tweet. No.
So 2 confirmed pre-show matches, and then it was 7 main card matches, which if you think about it, like a week before this, there was like maybe 5 or 6 matches. Right. Throughout the week we got, and even to the day before, we got all our matches finally in. We actually started off with the Librarians, Peter Avalon coming out with Leva Bates. Looks like they're going the heel direction, maybe because of what the reaction they've been receiving. I think at first it was probably going to be portrayed as a babyface type of character, but clearly they're playing off to what the crowd's thinking of them, and that's good. I like that. You don't want to jam a character down their throat that's not working with the crowd. So I love evil librarians like that. The way they portrayed their characters last night was great. I love if they continue to do that, I think it'll work.
I've said this before, that I really feel like I like Peter Avalon as a heel. He's excellent. He does not need Leva Bates, but I don't know. I mean, it was a very quick match, to say that, but
I'm loving the heel side of it. They make it work, and it looks good. It looks good. I can get behind. It's not like go away heat. It's normal general heat that like, oh, we hate you. You suck. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like to love to boo someone. So they faced off against Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss's entrance was insane with the dancing and the Jacksonville cheerleaders. He had a Jalen Ramsey jersey on. Man, Sonny Kiss was. He's got talent, this kid. I think we're going to get a lot of good things out of him. And the match was okay. It was a little sloppy, I think, in the beginning, but it got better. And then I think we got more of a showing to what Sonny Kiss is bringing to the table.
Yes.
So I'm loving that.
Love the twerking going on. Like, it was just cracking me up, and he's very athletic and very flamboyant. I love it. And I love that, he's just so open about it, and we're in a world today that it can be like very open, and like who cares, like
Tiff.
It's just what. Ew, like. Yeah, that was the big. I hate you.
Anyways, yes. So Peter Avalon, Sunny Kiss. There was the one spot where I thought that was probably gonna be end the match where he kind of helped. She helped Peter Avalon. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe Tiff was right. Maybe she's gonna help him, and then it's gonna make him fall in love with her. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And
that from my prediction that I was saying that. See.
But Sunny Kiss ends up getting the victory here, and that interesting finisher he has. I'm not sure what to make of it, but it works for him. So the guy is very athletic, and he can those splits, man. It makes me cringe because if I ever tried that, it'd be the end of the day. You probably would need to have two people help me up because I probably wouldn't. I'd be turtling there. There's no way I could have done that.
I'm not even trying.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So good for Sunny Kiss. And then wins and losses matter here in AEW. So big to get his first win right off the bat. That's Peter Avalon's. Technically, that was his first singles match. So that's his first L in AEW. So poor Peter Avalon. We moved on, and this was kind of like an out of the blue match. So they announced Friday, I believe, that B. Priestley and Britt Baker were going to be appearing in action at Fight for the Fallen. If I'm not mistaken, it wasn't until Saturday they announced the actual match. Was it not? And it was going to be in the buy-in. So B. Priestley and Shoko Nakajima, sorry if I can't pronounce that right, they faced off against Britt Baker, DMD, and Riho, a fan favorite so far out of her appearances in AEW. I believe that AEW is probably going to sign her. I believe she'll probably be part of the division. I just feel like because she's been shown so far out of all three events and been a main focal point. So I'm for it because I love Riho. So she had a good showing. Is the other one it was her debut in AEW. Shoko Nakajima. I don't know what. She's a fox or a bear or what? A wolf. I don't know what the hell she was, but she was crazy and she was only like 4'10". She was like the shortest girl in this match, but it worked. Like both Asian girls in this match were amazing, and I think I love that their Asian style of wrestling, what they bring over from Japan.
It's different.
It's different. I love seeing it. Obviously, Britt Baker's about. This was B. Priestley's debut in AEW. We know she's signed to the company, so she's part of the women's division. I think she brings a lot to the table, too. I think she had an extremely good showing in this match. We pointed it out, or I pointed out first, and then you saw it, and then we were in Smart to Death review podcast, and he was bringing up that incident of how Britt Baker went to go tag in. It was the wrong Asian, and people were saying like, "Oh, look at Britt Baker tagging the wrong Asian." Like, it was almost like borderline calling her racist. And I'm like, guys, like she just got her bell rung. Did anyone just miss like 5 seconds before that of what happened to her? I don't know if anyone caught like the head spot. And I'm like, oh man, that looked bad. And then
he was like concussion. He called it.
Yeah,
like
I'm like, she's got a concussion. Like she's dazed because I seen her go, and I knew something was up right away before she went and tried to tag the wrong partner. And then when she went over back to her regular corner, I can see that she wasn't good. And the ref constantly checked on her throughout the entire match. So,
Aubrey even said that she lost her earring, and then
and it was confirmed even today that it was she had a concussion. So poor girl.
And Britt Baker said she was gonna buy Aubrey new earrings, and then I thought it was cute. Was like, I don't know if you guys like follow like on Twitter, like Will Ospreay was like that he's never been so nervous in his life, or Bia. Like I just relationship goals, but very cute.
Excuse me. Yeah, so Britt though like was able to continue the match with this, so I give her full props for that, and to keep going and actually still like be sort of like make an impact into this match after this. So
her super kicks are gold. Like every time I see her do, oh my god, Damn. So awesome. I love her super kicks, but that super kick to Bia, oh my god.
It was a good match. A lot of near falls near the end. The one shocked me. I can't believe that it was Nakajima to get the pin over Riho.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that goes towards, like, if you're a singles person, you have a couple of singles matches, wins and losses count. Does yourself going into a tag team match when you're not a tag team wrestler and losing count towards your L? That's what I want to know.
Ooh, that's a mailbag question.
Yeah.
That's a mailbag question.
Yeah.
Tweet it out, Kyle.
Yeah, someone's gonna steal it before I can even tweet it out.
Copyright.
So yeah, TM. Ding. Yeah. That's mine. It's mine. Anyways.
So I think we're gonna get Bia and Britt Baker at All Out, maybe.
Maybe 1-on-1.
Calling it. I don't know. I'm calling it right now, because we had that heat after the match.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait. So what are we at? 7 weeks? I think we're at.
I think for sure, if they did that thing after the match, then it's most likely gonna happen. All else looked like a stack card, like a stack card. And it seems like there's gonna be a lot of matches on that card. So, I'm assuming it's probably at least. They're gonna probably build it up as like a WrestleMania type. There's gonna be 3. There's probably gonna be 3 buy-in matches, and then maybe a total of 8 main card matches. So, it's probably gonna be a long event, but I think it's gonna be worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
So we moved into the main card, and we actually opened with MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears versus Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, and Joey Janela. And we were all wondering, like, as soon as this match started, I'm like, okay, so I'm ready to go because I think this match is going to be a shit show. And we called it in our predictions. That is going to be insane. It's going to be, something's going to go down here. So the big thing was MJF and Shawn Spears. My boy Shawn Spears. Love his new entrance theme, by the way. I love that. I love how he's just generating like the perfect heat, pun intended. And then obviously the other wrestlers came out after, and I'm guessing the Havoc team was the baby faces in a way in this match. So, and Darby Allin got a massive reaction.
So over.
Oh my god!
Did I not say this? Okay, he's not on the list of husbands. We talked about this, but I love him. I'm such a huge fan of him. What?
It's a tisk. Like tisk. How is
don't
Darby not on there?
Don't start, okay? Don't be adding people on my list.
Justice
right?
for Darby.
The list is already out. The list is already out. It's all over on Twitter, okay? But Darby is so over.
Yeah, he was very over. I
told this a while ago that all you guys were gonna like him. He's amazing.
Was dying at MJF and Shawn Spears throughout this whole match. They were freaking hilarious in this match. The one spot where MJF, I think he started the match, and he was like playing to the crowd and he making fun of the crowd and making fun of the like turning over to Shawn Spears and giving him the middle finger and making fun of him. And then he turned around and I think he got super kicked or something. Then he ran back over and tagged Sammy Guevara in, and then Shawn Spears just looks down at him and just starts applauding like, yeah, good job, bud. Good job. These two played well. So I love the way they did it here. Instead of, them not really helping the team. They didn't really help each other throughout the matches we saw, but the fact that they were trying to one-up each other, I think that was the perfect way to do it. And I think everyone had a good showing here. Like, even Jimmy Havoc got a good showing. Joey Janela had his moves in. Like, obviously coming from that insane hardcore match with Moxley at Fyter Fest was nuts to this. But everyone got their good showing. Obviously, Darby Allin was like the big main draw out of this match. I think even Sammy G, he was going in as like the outcast in this match. No one was paying attention to him. I think he made an impact for himself as well. I think he had a lot of good spots. He had
laughing, fighting freaking MJF like crazy. That shit was funny. But that superplex to Sammy G, oh my god, using MJF as like a platform. Oh my god,
that was sweet.
Awesome. Yeah. Like, holy crap.
But in the end, crazy how, obviously the heel way, but Shawn Spears gets the victory here, and oh man, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. I called it in my head, didn't say anything. I'm like, I bet you he tries to use this as leverage against Cody because he pinned Darby Allin, and of course he tweets out, he's like, well, I was able to beat the guy you couldn't beat, Mr. Cody Rhodes.
I think Sean Spears is on Kyle's man crush list.
Holy man. Like,
Wait.
he became number one as soon as he came out with that T-shirt, the Cody Rhodes making fun of T-shirt, and it says the chairman on it, and he even made Justin Roberts make him be referred to as the chairman. Oh man, I love heel Spears. I'm loving that they're giving this guy the time of day to shine like this.
Oh, so, by the way, like Joey Janela giving the finger to the camera and saying "fuck you, Cornette," I was dying. Yeah. I was like, oh my god.
So
I love like the little shots that are going on.
This is a good match. Like taking the antics and the shots out of it, the match itself was good. It was good tag team wrestling. This again, it goes and shows you how much they're focusing on tag team wrestling and how much they're putting entertainment into it and how much they're actually focusing on moves and stuff. I think again, this pay-per-view showed a lot of good tag team wrestling. This was one of the good matches.
I really thought, like, I know, like, me and Kyle, like, we were in Smart Deck's chat yesterday, and we were talking about it, and I said, I was like, you know, me and Kyle kind of, like, said that this was going to be a shit show, but I think in my head, you know, I thought, like, it was going to be, like, disastrous, that they weren't going to be able to work with each other, and they were going to be, like, hitting on each other and stuff, and we didn't really get that. So, but this match was, it got me hyped. It got the crowd hype as your opener, and it was really good. I mean, it really was. It was an interesting put together of the teams, and it worked. It was great. I extremely enjoyed this match.
There are a couple of things in between the matches I thought were a little weird. It kind of dragged out a little bit. It almost sounded like the commentators didn't know what was going on, and they weren't. It's almost like they were on camera too long or talking for too long. They didn't know what else to say. I don't know if you noticed that, like throughout like the transition between matches, like they would go to the commentators and. It's almost like they're like, okay, let's get it going here. Like, oh yeah, the next match. You know, it just, I don't know. They're working out the kinks, guys. You gotta bear with them as they do that. But other than that, we moved into the next match, and I was looking forward to this match because I was intrigued to see because the promos for this match were really good leading up to it, and I was excited. We had Brandy Rhodes against Allie. Again, if you didn't see the promos leading up to this match, they were nuts. They were awesome. I was hyped for it. I was interested to see what Brandy was going to bring to the table in terms of how she got better in wrestling. I mean, we've seen that she used to wrestle in Stardom was about a year ago. Is she better now? Is she she's had all this time to train and stuff after her injury. So I think it was like a broken clavicle she had. I think she got a plate there now or something.
Yeah.
So she going up against Allie. Allie, I mean, it sucks for her. She didn't really have that much of a... I feel bad for Allie because she hasn't had a chance to actually show what she's about. Even in this match, I don't think she had that chance at all. I think with someone better that we can actually see what she's going to bring to the table because Allie is much better than what we've seen her so far. I remember seeing a couple of her matches in Impact. I remember seeing her before she was even called Allie. She was called Cherry Bomb back in the Indies, and she was with Braxton Sutter, who was formerly known back then as Pepper Parks, who had the best T-shirt of all time. Like me and my buddy Brandon loved it. He came to it was House of Hardcore, Tommy Dreamer's event, came to our hometown, and he was wrestling. It was him and Cherry Bomb versus Tommy Dreamer and Mickie James. Well, this was back when Mickie James was still on the indie scene before she went back to WWE, and his shirt said "Sex, Weights, and Protein Shakes."
Oh God.
That's a great T-shirt, and me and my buddy Brand were the only ones to cheer for him. He was the heel. Everyone was booing him or not giving him no reaction, and we met him before the show because it was a meet and greet before the show, and guy was the chillest dude. He was so cool, and we loved him. We're like, okay, well, look out for you, man. We just look. He's like, look at no. We told him, look out for us. We'll be the only ones cheering probably because we asked him. I think we asked him if he was a heel or not. I think he said he was a heel. And he came out. He went up to the turnbuckle, and we were kind of like 4 rows up from that turnbuckle, and we were the only ones standing in that section and clapping. He pointed at us. He's like, "Yes, those two right there." And we're like, "Yeah." And then we met him after the match, and we talked to him for a bit longer. He was so cool. I hope he ends up joining AEW. But anyways, like I said, Allie, I think had better showing back then. I think we're still gonna see that soon.
I see the potential of her like to be really good, but I think like. Of course, if you don't have the chemistry with somebody.
So if you think back to our other episodes and even our predictions, I thought something was going to happen in this match. Like it was going to be an interference of some sort, or maybe there's going to be a wrestler who's going to replace Brandy. Maybe Brandy doesn't actually wrestle. That's what I instantly thought, because they went for a handshake right at the beginning of the match, and Allie got drawn in by Brandy, and Brandy started smiling, and then that's when Awesome Kong's music hit. And I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be Awesome Kong versus Allie. And no. At first I was texting, I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. I knew this was going to happen. And no, Awesome Kong comes over the ringside and just stays at ringside. I'm like, oh. And then Brandy attacks Allie and the match begins. And I'm like, okay, so this is interesting. So Awesome Kong's the bodyguard for Brandy Rhodes. They're doing that kind of thing. Okay. I can kind of get behind that. So that ends up being the whole aspect of the match, is Awesome Kong at ringside. Allie, even kind of distracting Allie. It got into Allie's head, you can tell, throughout the whole match. Like, this was, Allie couldn't concentrate fully in the match because of Awesome Kong on ringside and worried about her. Ended up being her downfall, basically cost her the match, and Brandy was able to win. Brandy still needs work. I think she's a little still rusty. I think maybe another half year, maybe back in the gym, and or maybe even longer than that.
I'm hoping
she's still a little bit green, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm hoping with like the weekly shows, this kind of like forces them to get better. With this just happening, like the random like pay-per-views, and now we're not gonna probably.
Wasn't the best match? It was okay. It was just was tough. It was really tough to watch a little bit.
I love Al. Like,
without Kong at ringside, it would have been a boring match.
Yeah.
So, Kong got called into the ring after by Brandy and like totally go attack her. But then something happens here that really threw me off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So Aja Kong, if anyone remembers from Double or Nothing, big giant lady, the veteran, the seasoned veteran of like women's wrestling in general, especially in Japan, she comes out and has a stare down. But as she's coming out, the best part, as she's coming out, they keep panning back to Awesome Kong, and Awesome Kong looks petrified. Like, she can't believe that there's like a girl like her size that's coming up to like, stand up to her, and like Awesome Kong didn't know what to make of it. They had a big stare down in the ring. The crowd went nuts. The crowd was going absolutely ape shit for this, and like chanting holy shit and everything. I was going nuts. I was marking out, and they just kind of had a stare down. There was no attacking, and then they walked away. I think this is a precursor. I think we're probably going to get Aja versus Awesome Kong at All Out in some aspect, either a buy-in or a regular card match. Man, these two Goliaths going at it. Probably not going to be like the biggest 5-star or 20-minute match. They're probably going to have like a 5-minute. This could be a buy-in match or like a cool-down match somewhere in the card. Like, it's probably going to last maybe 5 to 6 minutes long tops. But I think it's one of those entertainment matches to see. Because, I mean, why would they have a stare down if they weren't going to do anything?
But I like how it's like, this is how you build storylines.
Yeah.
We were thrown off. These are things that we didn't expect that were going to happen, and stuff for us to look forward to, because it's new and we haven't seen it. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm okay with that being a buy-in for All Out.
And I'm just happy that Awesome Kong's getting a shot, man. Like, I loved her back in the day, and even as Karma in WWE, she had a lot of good stuff there, and I was wondering where she went to, and I'm glad that AEW is giving her a shot. So, loving this. Moved on. We had the 3-way tag team match. So this is interesting. We got more of a clarity of what's going on here. So it's to advance to the All Out for an opportunity as a first-round bye for the World Tag Team Championship Tournament. The tag team tournament is not going to be at All Out, which I initially thought it's going to be. So we had this type of stipulation with the last. Was the last pay-per-view or the one before that? So it was the Best Friends that won. Yeah, that was at Fighter Fest. So the Best Friends moved on to that. So the winner of this match will face the Best Friends, and then the winner of that match at All Out will get a first-round bye into the tournament, which is actually going to be starting on their weekly episode. So their weekly show is going to start off with a tag team tournament. So that's huge. I love tournaments. So this is awesome.
Okay, this is the way to build for not just to give somebody the belt. This is exactly the way that we should be seeing as a tournament for this.
So we had the Dark Order, which is Evil Uno I don't know how to say it, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus Angelico and Jack Evans, and the tag team of a boy and his dinosaur, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with Marco Stunt.
I love Marco Stunt. And he was like, wear the AEW shirt. Yep. I mean, I've seen him so many times here in New York. Mm-hmm. He's amazing. So I think we're gonna see him signed soon.
That was hilarious. So the big thing here though is the Dark Order. They came out as their debut match with the Creepers, Tiffany's favorites. They were all around ringside there. Me and Creepers, as always. They're looking for Tiffany, but she wasn't there. So.
Oh God, sorry, I'm gonna have to find it all out. Oh boy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bring like an extra suitcase full of the spray.
Here,
like,
spray.
We're gonna need you need to double order those. Go head to your local wholesale place. Maybe get a 12 or a 25 pack.
Maybe I need like the smaller bottles that I can quick grab it out of my.
You know what? Just get like a Ghostbusters thing going. Get the pack on your back and have like the spray ready.
I ain't afraid of no creep.
Oh.
I can't.
Puns everywhere. Anyways, into the match. Three-way tag team match. I initially got confused at first too. I thought they were gonna like start with 3 in the ring, like it was gonna be like triple threat style. But this style they made it work. This is a good match. This is a very good match. I was a very favorite of Grayson in this match from the Dark Order. I think he had a good showing. I love that guy. Very athletic. I just loved his style. Obviously, we've seen Angelico and Jack Evans and what they're all about. Very weird tag team. Very not. It's almost like they're like the tag team that's on acid, like all the time. They're so even in their entrance, I was going like, what are these guys doing? What is this? Like the whole like Angelico doing the burning and Jack Evans sort of dancing. Oh, these guys are just I think they're the stoners. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I still can't get over Angelico's outfit. Like his head and his hairstyle does not go with a full one-piece outfit.
I don't like the outfit.
It throws me off so hard, and it's too green. You went with neon green. You couldn't go on with a subtle green. You got to go with neon green, so you stick out like a sore thumb. Ugh, just.
That's the way to get your attention, I guess. I don't know.
Obviously, the crowd's favorites, Luchasaurus, and these guys are talking about over. Like these two are very over, and I think they had a good showing. I think even Luchasaurus had a really good showing, and if a lot of people didn't know about Luchasaurus, including myself, you got to know him after this. This is an insane showing by both those guys, and this is a very good tag team match. This is one of the matches showing you that what they're going to be all about and how much focusing they're putting into this tag team division, and it's going to be good. If you want to see what they're going to be all about, go watch this match.
That's why I said. I mean, I tweeted out. I was like, "This is like tag team wrestling, and this is what makes me excited." But I died. I mean, I laughed at the most stupidest things. But when Marco got thrown out by Luchasaurus and hit into Angelico, I died laughing. I just think it's just being flung. He's always being flung out of the ring. I think it's so funny though.
Other than that, even the big spot he had with the Hurricane Rana, the crowd went nuts for that. But this was a good match. I think the result was a little obvious, and we were both right with that, with the Dark Order winning and moving on to face. They're going to want to face the Best Friends at All Out. So I think it did what it needed to do, and it was a really cool finish, very close finish, a lot of near falls, but the Dark Order hitting that sick looking finisher for the win. I forget it had a cool finisher name for it too. It's escaped me already, but it's a good match. Move into another singles match for the evening. Adam Page against Kip Sabian. Very, very interesting match because Kip Sabian had a little interview. One of the two. Was it two? Are they both on the list of husbands, if I'm not mistaken?
Heyman Page is not on the list of husbands. He is potential though of the list of husbands.
Potential. Ooh.
He's potential. He's hot. I don't know. I mean, I know you didn't have time to do it, but I did send a picture of Hangman Page's black eye on his Instagram story. So
if you guys don't know, go to his Instagram story. Go follow him.
Yeah.
There you go, Hangman. You're welcome for the
followers. He was ordering pizza or something like that, and he had this big black eye. So
him and Kip Sabian are facing each other. It was a good and long match. This match went longer than I thought it was going to be, and I was interested because Kip Sabian had a promo. They gave him a significant promo before the show It was during the pre-show and of him backstage, basically saying he was the underlying thought. No one's really talked about him in his match with Sammy Guevara, and people are gonna know what Kip Sabian's all about after tonight. And he's like all the chatter is about Hangman Page and Hangman Page this and that and blah blah blah. They even had a cool promo before the match for Hangman Page, and I think, man, if this is a promo just for him leading up to this match, I think the promo is going to be insane for him and Jericho's all-out match for the championship. There's a real feel-good story building up here for Hangman Page, and then I think we're probably going to all get fooled because as of right now, it kind of looks like they're leaning towards maybe giving the belt to Hangman.
Yeah.
I got a gut feeling that they're fooling us. I think Jericho's going to do it, man.
No, I kind of agree with you. I know, like, originally, like, you know, thinking about all this, I was like, okay, it's Hangman's time, you know, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to be built as the guy. It's better to be put onto Jericho, I feel, and that I feel like that he's going to have it for a while, and it's going to build up Kenny Omega versus Jericho again.
Right.
So that's my feelings on it. But I don't know. These two, like, I love Kip Sabian, but after seeing, like, the second match, I mean, these two did not. I don't know how you feel, but I didn't think the chemistry was there between it. It
was weird. It was weirdly long. I think this might have taken a lot out of the crowd too, for it being so long, and I think it ran about almost 20 minutes as well. So, yeah.
We talk about Kip Sabian kissing that guy.
Yeah, so
me.
You guys didn't miss it. The big giant, I think he was at NXT events before, fan at ringside. He's always loud. He sticks out like a sore thumb. You can't miss him. Kip Sabian did this move where he did a move and he kind of was resting himself on the barrier right next to the guy, and the guy was like standing up and yelling and pointing in his face and just basically saying like, "Screw you, Kip Sabian, you suck," blah 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 blah. And then Kip Sabian just turns to him and gives him a smooch on the freaking lips. Oh my god! And oh man, I wish the Teal just put it in the chat. I saw that someone made a edited photo. Someone screenshotted the picture of the fan getting kissed by Kip Sabian, and someone screenshotted Tiffany on the fan's face and goes, "How dare you?"
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
that was funny. Yeah, the list of husbands, but
yeah, that was hilarious, man. You don't see that a lot too. You don't see a lot of the wrestlers are trained to just ignore the fans at ringside who are yelling them, especially if you're doing something at ringside. You see maybe a lot, if you compare it to like WWE and other stuff, people at live events, stuff that's not televised, they kind of interact a lot with the ringside fans. So this was interesting to do, especially on live pay-per-view, was to interact with them and give them a little kiss. But the crowd went nuts for it. The crowd was pretty dead up until that point. That kind of woke them up.
It was funny because it was like all over Twitter. You see like all random wrestlers like that they're jealous. Even Will Ospreay was like, he goes, "Oh, that me and Kip are." Oh, he goes, "Be jealous. Me and Kip been doing this on my couch for a long time," or something. Like I was dying, but everybody was like retweeting that picture of him kissing the guy. So good for you. Like screw that guy.
That's funny. But yeah, as we were talking about for the match, these two didn't gel together well. Kind of ran a little bit too long. So yeah, look, AEW is not perfect. For people that want to make fun of us and say we kissed their ass and like they're the end all be all of wrestling and everything else is shit compared to it. They can be imperfect too. They're not perfect. They're gonna have some fuck ups, and that's where we are gonna sit here and talk about those fuck ups like that. It wasn't I can't really say it's a fuck up, but it was something that they could have done better. So yeah. End result, Hangman wins. Obviously, I picked Sabian, though, just because I thought Jericho was going to interfere. During the match, he ends up interfering after. He's dressed as a creeper. And
yes, but, it's funny that you say that because he actually came out with Dark Order earlier, too. I don't know if you noticed that, but he did. He came out, like, earlier with
double
them.
Duty. Or triple duty.
Like, so that was pretty awesome, but... Okay. You can tell right off the bat with the eyes. I mean, we could all tell, like, the eyes you knew. I mean, we called this that he was going to interfere, but you could always tell with his eyes and stuff.
Okay. So he's dressed as one of the creepers, and he attacks Hangman until he hits the code breaker, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's Jericho." And like, if you didn't know it was Jericho at first, who the hell did you think it was? Someone pointed out on Twitter, it was pretty funny, that Jericho, he's like, why does Jericho loves cosplaying himself as people and attacking people because he's done this forever. He's even done it in WWE. I remember Brandon always points it out and brings it up. That the one time Jericho was in a Sin Cara mask at ringside, and I forget who is. If it was Dean Ambrose, and he took it off and attacked him. So, and we obviously saw when him dressed as Pentagon against Kenny Omega's feud. So, Jericho just loves doing that. So he attacked Hangman, and that was the end of that. But that wasn't the end of Jericho. So we'll get that later on. We had the another tag team match, and this was good.
Match.
So this was good to a certain extent, and it slowed down a little bit, and then you can tell near the end of this match that how much SU can keep up with Lucha Bros. Lucha Bros are used to people who are fast and can keep up with them for like 30 plus minutes, like the Young Bucks. You can tell that kind of SU is slowing down a little bit, and they're not used to fighting that style, but they still made it work. So yeah, we had SCU with Chris Bernal was at ringside. So Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian versus Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. Man, it's
weird Extreme Rules coverage. Oh well, at least the co-hosts are cool, says Michael.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what Extreme Fools is, but
that was funny.
There is a remote right there you can change and watch some other YouTube kiss-asser on YouTube and who's covering Extreme Rules, and they can tell you how good it is if you want. So
okay.
There's a little switch there if you want, Michael. I don't know if you're expecting that. Anyways, the tag team match, yeah, Lucha Bros are sick. They're sick. So you did tell me that there is rumors of them potentially eventually signing with AEW.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I sit here and I wonder, now even after the match, maybe you think about it, because these guys, I feel like they're just so, like, I don't want to make this sound, but they're so Spanish, or they're so Mexican that it's, you're coming to AEW, you're traveling in the United States, right? Obviously the language barrier is not really good between these guys. I don't know if that's something that's gonna. You know what I mean? If they wrestle in AAA, it's always in Mexico, right?
Yeah, but no, that's not true. But they come even to the House of Glories here in New York as well. Yeah. So I don't want to you can't
I feel like they're very loyal to AAA, and they're very loyal to MLW.
Yeah, but
I think they like flying around. I think they like going from indie show to promotion to promotion, and I'm not sure if they're ready to settle just yet.
What about even if you watch New Japan and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So what about the guys that speak just Japanese and don't speak English, but maybe just enough English or whatever? So, I mean, I'm sure they do speak somewhat of English, and I think, I know Brad's gonna be research. Sorry, Brad. But I think one of them actually speaks some more better English. I think it was Phoenix that speaks English more. So
other than that, let's kind of stop now. We gotta talk about the match.
Okay. Anyway, back to the match.
This was sweet. Even the entrance with SCU, we know what they're all about. We know about them, and the way they did their opening promo didn't really get a lot of. Got more heat than anything else I found. And the Lucha Bros came out. They got their reaction. These guys are sick. I love their entrance. I love their entrance gear. Very over with the Zero Nero thing, and I think. The crowd, it sucks, 'cause I think the crowd would have been more into it. I don't know if it's because there wasn't a lot of people there and the way they're outside, the acoustics are not that great.
Yeah.
It didn't sound loud enough in my ears. But anyways, this match was good. This was a very good match, and and I love the whole beginning with Pentagon and Scorpio Sky and the whole hand thing of taking off the glove, and he throws it to the referee, and then she missed. She didn't catch it at first, and then the crowd's booing her, and then Pentagon, I don't know, here, give it back to me, and then they did it again, and she caught it, and the whole crowd was like, yeah. Man, is he ever aggressive? I've just started recently knowing about the Lucha Brothers. I don't know if Pentagon's done this his whole career, but he gets in your damn face. This guy, I feel gets your blood going in the match, but I know it's part of his character, but I feel I sit there and go, man, is this guy taking it? Does he do it on purpose to take it that far? He does the Zero Nettle thing, and he shoves his hand in their face with such aggression. You know what I mean? It's almost like
I love it.
It's different. It's it's awesome. I love it. I just sit there and go, damn, man. Like he really shoves it in their face. Like how do you feel? Or how would you feel? You're standing there, Tiff, in the ring, and this guy like takes and he does it and shoves you back by your face. Like that gets your blood boiling, wouldn't it not?
From New York, like full of rage as is. So like it would not go very well if that happened to me. But. So
eventually they even attack Christopher Daniels and he gets thrown out, and Lucha Bros ends up winning. It was again, it kind of slowed down near the end of the match, and the chemistry was losing out a bit, but I think they kind of held their own. Another very good tag team match, but then we got something else after the match. They brought in a ladder and started attacking SC with the ladder, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It looked chaotic at first. Like it was just like, what is going on? Like what is? I was sitting there going confused, going, what is happening? Yeah. And then they get on the ladder, and then this is where I got even more confused. I guess the reports, people in the crowd going, what is going on right now? Because they got in the mic and they just started speaking Spanish instantly, and I'm like, what is happening? And then we got the translation, them challenging the Young Bucks to a ladder match at All Out. And I'm assuming, or I'm under the assumption that it's going to be for the AAA belts again. So,
I'm still going with my prediction here. I know I've been saying this for months. Now I'm starting to think that the belts are going to go back to the Young Bucks, and then it's going to go back to Madison Square Garden for AAA here, and then the Young Bucks are going to lose it again. Because I feel like there's got to be some sort of pull to get people from New York to go to AAA. Because not everybody knows what AAA is and what is going to be your draw. And I think your Young Bucks are going to be a draw.
So that's crazy. So that's going to be a sick match at All Out. Young Bucks, Lucha Bros, tag team match. I saw people saying that they could see maybe another team added to the match. A third team. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
Ooh.
Maybe like a Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus get added to the match.
Oh God, you're gonna make Metal all excited. Like
that'd be sweet. I just say that because that was the one comment under the Twitter post that I saw talking about that. So sweet. So that was decent. Then we had before we talk about the other two matches, Jericho's open mic. He comes out. Back in his like full entrance gear, and he cut an unscripted promo, and I guess reports that I read today saying that was his first unscripted promo in it was 15 or 20 years.
Wow.
So I thought it was all right. It was a good promo. It wasn't the best Jericho promo of all time, but it was decent. The whole Jerksonville and Jackoffville, that was that was funny. And then
Brandon Cutler, the Cabana Boy, who, by the way, was at ringside. There was a Brandon Cutler sighting.
Yep. Hey, Brandon. Hey, we saw you. I don't even know if you're watching this, but we saw you. Anyways, so he kind of just poked the bear, and then Adam Page finally came out. They had a brawl. This cleared the referees out, the locker room. They did one. I didn't think they were ever gonna do that. To me, isn't that like copying WWE? Isn't that like, you know what I mean? I know other companies do that too. I think it's maybe just a wrestling thing that's done.
I'm not comparing anything. I legit have such an open mind for AEW. I'm really not comparing it. I'm really trying to stay in a positive way with AEW.
I do, and I want them to do the whole alternate. Yeah, I do. I want them to do the whole alternative thing. But to me, that was like, okay, the kind of.
No, I liked it. I enjoyed it. This got you excited.
I think the part I loved. Yeah, I love the part I loved the most was the funniest part was when Jericho finally rode out of the ring and he almost swung and caught the ringside, the fan right in the face. That same big guy. He almost got knocked out by Jericho. That would have been funny. That would have probably made my night. But Jericho was heated. Oh my God, you can see in his face he was angry. So they had a whole stare down, him getting pushed to the back kind of thing. So. Just the blood in the pot keeps getting stirred. It keeps getting stirred here between these two, leading into their championship match at All Out. I don't know how else they're gonna, or what else they're going to do to get you excited for this. I don't know if one of these guys has an indie promotion or indie date coming up before All Out, where one's gonna attack the other. I hope so. We'll have to look into that. Maybe we'll get to know that, or if you guys know, by the next episode, leave us a comment and we'll see and try to track this, because I don't think this is the end. They can't go into their championship match like this. I feel like something else has to happen.
Well, we have 7 weeks to build, so the road to All Out, and we're gonna have Being the Elite, and
not just promo based. I want these guys have bad blood against each other and hate each other. There's got to be attacks. One of these guys has to have maybe a indie show appearance where they show up and then the other comes in and attacks them at some indie show. Something's got to give. So that's what I'm guessing. We had another singles match. This was cool. I was very much looking forward to this because it's the first time these guys fought each other. Both have a Japanese wrestling background and the way they came into the wrestling business. So Kenny Omega versus Shima. I think a lot of people were looking forward to this. I think this could have been placed a little bit higher on the card in terms of crowd reaction. And they had a decent crowd reaction, but I felt like at this point the crowd was pretty much dead, like in heat exhaust by this point. But it was all right for crowd reaction. It was all right. I think it could have been better, but I like Kenny Omega's theme. I saw a lot of people complaining about Omega's theme, saying that they were missing his old theme and everything. I was a fan. I like his new theme. I like the lyrics they add to it with the voiceover. I like it. It's a mix of his Devil Sky and a Mega Man theme. I like that. It's a take on it. So, this is a good match. Ran like almost 25 minutes. This is a very, very good match. Both styles worked with each other. This was a Kenny Omega match. This is the best part. So a lot of people were like, if you don't know what Kenny Omega is all about, and you've only seen recent matches by him with the tag team match and the Jericho and the Moxley thing, you're really confused on what Omega's about and what he brings to the table. This match right here is what a match like this, what he had at Fight for the Fallen, is what put him on the map. This was amazing. He was so good in this match. This was a Kenny Omega match. If you ever hear that term in wrestling, this is a Kenny Omega match.
Really, really good. I love how the crowd was chanting, "You killed Kenny." Oh my god.
Yeah, Shima was good too, man. Shima's had fire matches these last 3 events, man. He is an exceptional signing. I love that we have him signed as well. So he is amazing, and then he goes up against Kenny Omega, of all people, one of the best wrestlers in the world, and they just tore it up. And they tore it up for like 25 minutes. There's the one cool spot where Omega was laid over the ring bell table, and there's that knee spot from the stage. Like, this was so good. I love this match. There's even we said the "You Killed Kenny" spot is because he did the jumping knee thing.
Yeah.
Like 3 times. And I think he got hurt off that because after the match, apparently he was holding his knee.
He kept, the entire match, you can tell, like, he was really, and then actually, if you saw during the match, like, you could see him actually, it was like blowing up. Yeah. So, like, I was paying attention to details like that, but, because we were talking about, I had Brad and Margaret over here, so we were talking about, they were like, he must be really hurt because he keeps touching his eye. So, but all the way, even the way that when he walked out, he was touching it. So I was trying to look to see if there was anything on that today, if he posted anything.
Well, even Shima, I was talking about his knee.
Yeah,
I was seen after the match holding his knee because of his 3 jumping knee moves, and he landed on his knee after Kenny, or on Kenny. Like, this match was good, and Kenny ends up winning the match. I think I did pick Shima. I think.
No, we both went.
We both picked Kenny. Okay.
I said that I was originally gonna go with Shima, but then I had decided to go with
shockingly enough, this was Kenny's first win in AEW.
Yeah, well, that's why that's why we kind of picked Kenny, because we were like, he's got to go into strong, into All Out.
Yeah, so he wins over Shima. Really good match. And then we got the main event. The Rhodes Brothers versus the Young Bucks. And again, the crowd was just too exhausted at this point. Yeah. And it sucks because I was looking forward to this, and I think it delivered.
Right.
Really was slow a little bit. Obviously, I really do think, Tiff, that Dustin is like, I think he's done. Like, I don't think you can go after this. Like, there was times where it was hard watching him trying to keep up with these guys, and Nick and Matt had to carry a lot of it, especially like even with Cody himself. But Cody did have I think Cody had a decent showing in this one as well. There's a lot of cool things in this match. Like,
I love how like Dustin and Cody both came out wearing like red and black together. So I love that whole thing, and I was really hoping that we see like different outfit even with like the Young Bucks.
Yeah, they went with their generic elite attire.
Yeah, I was looking forward. I was hoping like Denise was gonna have some awesome, stuff for them.
All Out, maybe.
All Out, but yeah, definitely All Out. We'll probably see a bunch of stuff for that.
So they had there's a lot of cool moments in this match. Like the one that sticks out for me is obviously the double power slam and sync. Mm-hmm. Then there was also the Young Bucks doing the whole Dustin, the whole Rhodes chop to the face. Mm-hmm. And then the Rose Brothers come back and do the super kick party thing right back to them. So there was a lot of cool things in this match. Even Cody's like flip suplex on the top turnbuckle was insane.
What about the moment we had with Matt and Nick when they were hugging each other, making fun of? Like, I was dying.
That too.
But like that hit that Matt took too into the corner with his elbow. Oh my god! Even after the match, like he kept holding it. So I wonder.
He was holding. The commentators made note of that too. That he hasn't stopped holding his arm near the end of the match. But I think this was a good. It was a good match, but it wasn't the best tag team match on the card. It wasn't the best match on the card.
No, it was the best match on the card.
I think it was more moment filled. There's a lot of cool moments throughout the match, and then. Interestingly enough, the Rose Brothers lost. I was shocked. I'm like, okay, interesting.
Wait. Let me get my crown. Hold on.
Yeah, put the BK crown on. There you go.
I did not get this from Burger King, by the way. This was a Park City hat. Anyway, but anyway, yeah, it wasn't the best. I wasn't expecting it to be like a blowout match.
No, it was long too. It went longer than I thought it was going to be. Like even throughout the match, like 15 minutes in, I was like, okay, it's probably going to be over soon, I would think. But it was good. I think for Dustin to keep up for 30 minutes was good, but you can sort of tell he was trying really hard to keep up and he couldn't. I think maybe he has another match in him left, and then maybe he'll transition to the backstage role or maybe wrestle once in a while. What happened was interesting was after, because obviously they had the whole respect thing, right? Like I thought they were going to do. And then, which was weird was from when I was watching on Fight TV, technically it was off air on pay-per-view, but it continued on. If you were watching it on like the app, and I think it was Bleacher Report Live, it was still being shown. They cut the whole promo, and then the stuff that Cody said.
Can't counter programming with AEW.
Yeah.
So
I mean, everyone was like pointing that out. I'm like, obviously he's gonna say something about that. Did anyone not see WWE tweeted the most consecutively out of they ever done just to try to get Evolve trending over AEW? Like, so petty.
Yeah. It didn't even
extremely petty.
10, right?
Yeah.
It didn't even make the top 10. So
you know what I mean? And that wasn't just for that night, it was for the future too. But the main part was they brought the check out with Tony Khan's dad and the person that was running the foundation for supporters of gun violence, or for the victims of gun violence, and the check of $150,000, saying like the donations that the elite made, and plus the big giant donation from the crowd. That was such a feel-good moment. I love stuff like that, and I love that they did that as well at the end. And then they made the crowd, they send the crowd home saying, are you guys going to be there in October when we go live on TNT, and this is AEW? Just send the crowd pumped up and happy. But then we end off with the comedic factor, and they're like, Cody's like, well, I don't have like a end promo, but we know someone does. And then Kenny comes over and he's being all humble like he is. You know, he's got still that Japanese respect factor to him. And he's like, my promo, because of circumstances, I can't really say the end of it because, you know, his end promo ends off with bang and he does the gun thing. So he's like, out of respect to that, we're going to have some fun here. He says his promo, and instead of bang, he doesn't do the hand gesture. He just says, can everyone say boing? So he doesn't, goes boing. That's the way he said it. Made me laugh. I'm like, this is how we're signing off. And you get the whole, like the signing off screen. And that's how we sign off, with Kenny Omega going boing.
It was great.
Oh man, that's funny. But solid show.
Yeah,
solid.
I enjoyed it.
I think the main focal point of this entire show was that tag team wrestling is going to be awesome in AEW.
Agree. 100%.
Cannot wait for that. cannot wait. And then, of course, with our pick'ems and our picks, Tiffany won. She's leading ahead now. So by next year, by Double or Nothing, we still got a whole year, Tiff. By next year, by Double or Nothing, we'll see who the champ is.
I have to rub it in a little bit. So wait. Let me put the crown back on. Okay.
I'm hoping by then we have a championship belt. So maybe I know a couple of companies that make championship belts, so maybe we'll have one by then. So.
We had a couple of fan tweets. So I know we put out what was your favorite moment or match from tonight. So if you guys are watching this later, please leave your comments below. We would love to know. If you're in the chat, let us know. But we had like 2 comments. Datiela said she loved the Kenny and Shima match and the Young Bucks versus Dustin and Cody. And Michael also said Kenny and Shima's match was the best match. So thank you guys for your tweets.
I love Kenny and Shima's match. That was really, again, like I said, if you don't know about Kenny Omega and you really want to know what he's about and why he's always been portrayed as the best wrestler in the world, just watch that match and you can tell like how good the Kenny Omega is. So good. Like we're not taking anything away from a lot of the talent that AEW has on paper now. What we've seen, Kenny Omega is still top 5 wrestler in the world. Like this guy is. If you want to compare, he's our AJ Styles. Like he's the best wrestler in our company right now. So he definitely proved that as well against Shima, and Shima shows also that this guy's fire as well. So I'm loving these two and what they're going to be bringing to the singles division going forward in AEW as well. So
are you all in on All Out?
Unfortunately, I can't be there.
I know. I'm speaking
here.
He's like, I'm gonna put him in my bag, and he's gonna come with me. Shh! Don't tell anybody. All right. But yeah, so.
Yes. So I am all in, all out. Cannot wait. I think. Let me just see. I don't know what they have confirmed yet. I'm just gonna pull it up here.
For what? All Out?
Yes. Well, we know some of the matches.
Kenny and Moxley. And then we got Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. And we got Hangman Page and...
I just want to see what... Okay, so we have 4 confirmed matches.
Okay.
So Page and Jericho for the title. Moxley Omega. Best Friends against the Dark Order. And the Lucha Brothers against the Young Bucks. So ladder match for the AAA Tag Team titles.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Let's go. So 7 weeks.
With the potential of a Kong versus Kong, Bea Priestley versus Britt Baker.
We need more tag team matches.
You know what I mean? Here. Like it's just
like we need Cody and Shawn Spears.
Oh yeah, Cody versus Shawn Spears 1-on-1. So like it all is going to be good. So
we need Brandon Cutler. I tweeted him yesterday. I was like, we need Brandon Cutler.
We need Brandon Cutler against Sammy Guevara. How about that?
Yes. Okay. I'll take anything. We just need more Brandon Cutler on TV. I'm sorry. So.
Other than that, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode.
So I have a little announcement for us.
Yes.
Okay. So I know you guys we also do Under the Ropes.
Yes. Under the Ropes. So if you don't know.
Make sure you watch our last episode. My number 1 future husband, Anthony Gangone, which there's a shirt out, which I am getting from our amazing friends from KayFabe Tees. I'm going to actually go see him Thursday in a show that we talked about on the last episode. Please, guys, go check out our last episode. I got another guy for us. Ooh. So, but he kind of said to me he wasn't coming on unless he's on the list of husbands. So. Oh. No, but he is definitely coming on. So it's another guy from House of Glory. His name is Leroy Green. He is absolutely amazing. So we got to plan. We're gonna schedule something real soon. So make sure you follow the No Holds Barred Network. See, I said it right. Not No Holds Barred. No Holds Barred Network on Twitter. So we'll give you the updates on that. Please make sure you're subscribed to us here. And turn those notification bell on.
I also have an announcement.
Ooh.
And this will be clipped. So I have an announcement. So it's not for sure yet, but it's not as big. But myself and Tiffany have been contacted by a YouTube band or a band that has stuff on YouTube. they have reached out to us. They love our podcast. They want us to, well, they're letting us use one of their songs as the new theme song for the podcast. We have listened to a couple of their tracks. We really like their music. Just saying right now, there might be a new theme by next episode.
Nice.
So when we do release it, we're going to make a big Facebook post. We'll make Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter posts on the All Elite Pod. So make sure you tune in for that, where we'll put the band's links and we'll pick the song, the new theme song, going forward for the All Elite podcast. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Yes.
That scared me.
Anyways, guys, make sure you are following us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All links are down in the description below on YouTube for you to click and follow. So if you're taking us on the go, head on over to YouTube, click those links if you want to follow us on anything on there. Myself at Real Kyle Masters on Twitter, my co-host at Loves to Dream 82 on Twitter, and I'm not too sure when the next episode will be released, so make sure you are following us on those social media platforms to know when you're going to get your next take on the All Elite podcast. Thank you for tuning in live, or thank you for replaying this, or however you're listening to this right now. We're going to catch you guys in the next episode for episode number 32, and the road to All Out. So I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, always joined by my co-host. She is the Heartbreak Chick, the executive vice president of Giggles, and the owner of the list of husbands, Tiffany. And we will see you next time.